Welcome to Local Point, your life, your stories, with your host, David Gale.
Hello and welcome to Local Point. I'm your host, David Gale. And on today's episode, we have Joel Brown in the VTV6 studio to discuss events going on this summer. Joel, whose official title is, I guess, just Mr. Know-It-All.
Yeah, right.
Knows everything that's happening. You know, it's Joel with the Chamber of Commerce, among other things. We've had a really busy summer so far. There's been a ton of stuff to do in the Uinta Basin, and we're not even like halfway through the summer yet. So we're here to talk about what there still is to do in the Uinta Basin.
Yeah, so there's a ton of things going on, David. I mean, you hit it on the head. We've had a ton of things going on so far, and there's a bunch of other things coming up. We've got the Symphony coming September 2nd. It'll be the first time that the Utah Symphony is in Vernal performing in the Dinosaur National Monument.
They've come to Vernal before, though?
I think they have, but they've never performed.
But this is going to happen at the monument.
Yeah, inside the monument.
So how does that work? Where's there a place for them to be able to set up?
So they had to get special permission from the National Park Service to actually get them to buy into it.
Sure.
But they'll be performing down in the Split Mountain Campground down by the river there.
Oh, no way.
So it'll be an amazing event and something that people shouldn't miss.
Well, sure, because I mean, to hear that music is one thing, but to hear it in such a majestic environment, I wonder if you could bring your camp chairs or if they're just going to sit on the ground. I've never been out there, so at least to that campground, but I'm sure people can look online and find out about it.
Yep, they can find out.
When is this happening?
So that'll happen Saturday, September 2nd.
Okay.
Tickets are free, so they can go online to Utah Symphony, to the Facebook page, go up to the Utah Symphony Facebook page and follow the link to go to get free tickets.
Do you know if there's a limited number of tickets, or is
they're planning on having 1,500, 2,000 people there.
Wow.
So I think the tickets are limited, but there are
a lot of them.
A lot of tickets. But we'd like to have a sellout.
Oh yeah, that'd be incredible. That's one of those once in a lifetime experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okay, so that's one awesome thing coming up.
Yeah, the other thing too, Dave, they're looking for volunteers, people that can come and help volunteer. I've got
to be ushers,
ushers, marketing, setup, ticket sales, merchandising, ushers, people showing them where to sit and that type of thing.
So if I wanted to volunteer, where would I go?
So you'd go to volunteers, plural, at usuo.org.
usuo.org. Volunteers.
So volunteers.
Okay. Put your information in.
Put your information in. They'll ask for that information, your contact information. They'll be in contact with you, and then you could help volunteer for that event.
Very nice.
People who do volunteer do get a free T-shirt out of the deal.
See, I was going to ask if the admission was free, but since it was already free, but you get a T-shirt.
You get a free T-shirt.
I saw the orchestra by the river.
That's right.
Something like that. Yeah. Maybe not.
Utah Symphony.
Okay, that's cool. Awesome. I totally go into that.
Yeah.
All right.
So it should be a fun event. Other things we've got going on. We've got Vernal Excitement's in full swing. We've got a few more weeks of Vernal Excitement. It's at the park right there by the library.
Okay.
Every Thursday night from 7 until 9, we have party in the park, free bounce houses, playstations and different things, and then they have music and entertainment.
Okay.
And then at dark, they start a movie. So that's a fun event to go to.
So Vernal Excitement, for somebody who has maybe never gone to it before, is a collection of fun things that people can do there right outside the library in that common area, including, like you said, the movie and games, and it's just a fun thing to do. And it happens, is it Thursday nights?
Yes, every Thursday night. Starts at 7 o'clock, kicks off at 7 and goes till dark. And then at dark, like I said, there's the movie.
Okay.
Movie in the park. And then towards the end of July, they'll kick off. So Vernal Excitement will stop, and then they'll kick off Alive After 5.
Oh, that's right.
On the 27th. So Alive After 5 will be in the park as well this year.
And that's our singing competition where we get our local singers, artists who come out and kind of participate in an American Idol style, where every week they kind of whittle it down further and further. And from what I understand, it's the audience who chooses who gets to continue on to the next week.
Yep.
So obviously, if you're going to be in it, make sure that, or if you know somebody who's going to be in it, you got to show up to help them get into the next week.
That's right.
Because it's all about who cheers the loudest. I don't know. Do they sign something?
I'm not sure how they're doing
I haven't been to one, so.
I haven't either. But it's a really fun event.
Okay.
It's really quite popular too.
And so again, we had Vernal Excitement that happens up until the end of July, and then I think it's July 27th that we start Alive After 5 instead, and that
Correct.
goes for 4 Thursdays after that.
Right.
And then does Vernal Excitement pick up again, or is that the end of what?
That'll be the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So school will start at the end in
Yeah, that makes
August. So
sense.
yeah.
All right. Okay, so we've got, obviously there's more than just that's happening. We're only into, even now, the beginning of September, and technically there's still stuff to happen. So stay with us. We got Joel here. He's not going anywhere. And we're going to talk about some more events that you got coming up here in the Uinta Basin right after this message.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
The Vernal Area Chamber wants to add your business in our network. Create change with various committees. Participate in community events and have a strong business resource behind your company's goals. Learn more at vernalchamber.org.
Welcome back to Local Point. We were discussing some of the upcoming events for the summer that still are going on, including Vernal Excitement and Alive After 5 and the Symphony that's happening at the Dinosaur National Monument. And then during the break we were talking about Passport to Summer. I know that my kids got these little books that they've been going around and getting stamps at different locations around town and different businesses. At some point in time they want to do something with those, right? So what do they do with those passports?
So the passport program started in the summer, and it goes throughout the summer till August. But what they do is it helps get kids out and active and off their iPads and phones and stuff, and has them participate in different activities. This year we had 80 businesses participate.
Wow.
So there's 80 different activities that the kids can participate in: bird watching, fishing, hiking, mountain biking, 5K. Those different things. When they've accomplished that, they can go to that business that sponsored that activity. You can get their stamp. So it acts as a passport.
Sure.
So they get their stamp to their passport, and then when they get all 80 stamps, if they get all 80 stamps, they have an opportunity to be enlisted in a drawing to win a one-night stay out in a hotel on the Wasatch Front and go to Lagoon for the day. And so it'll be fun to see those winners. Come to fruition. So.
And even if you didn't get them all done and didn't get to be put in the drawing, it's still such a great way to have gotten the kids out and involved in a lot of activities during the summer. It's a cool program.
Yeah, it's great. It works out really, really good.
All right, what else we got going on?
So we also have the day trips. Did we mention the day trips?
We haven't talked about those yet, but I'm super excited about this. It happens about once a week, right?
So every Wednesday, Alicia Colthorpe meets Travel and Tourism, takes a group, anywhere from 150 to 300 people, they meet at the Dinosaur Museum in the parking lot, and then they caravan out to different destinations. They've hit McCoy Flats, and they hit the petroglyphs and the...
Like they go to Josie's Cabin.
Josie's Cabin and Moonshine Arch and all the different hidden secrets in the basin.
And isn't there usually somebody with them who's like kind of an expert on wherever they're going to really give detailed information? It's like having your own personal tour guide.
Yep, you have your own personal tour guide with that different destination that you're going to. So it's a huge, fun trip for the whole family to participate in. Every Wednesday, that's going on through the summer. And
I'm sure that you can go online and see what's coming up. Did you go to the Travel and Tourism website? Is that where?
So you can go to the county website, Travel and Tourism, and it'll pull up the different day trips. We also have information at the chamber office. So if you want to know about the different destinations that they're going to, you can come to the chamber office or do a Google search for Travel and Tourism and day trips.
Okay.
You can find it there as well.
Very nice. And then it seems like we're getting closer to the end of the summer, but we also have some things to look forward to right as we go into fall. Tell me about some of those. So
the fall stuff we have coming up is annual traditions. We have the Holidays program coming up.
Oh, such a huge thing here.
It is. It's huge. We'll get 10 to 12,000 people participating in it, and it's a fun thing to participate. All the activities are free. So it doesn't limit or prohibit anybody from coming. We encourage all of our community to come out and support Holiday Days. It occurs the day after Thanksgiving, and it's just a fun-filled event. Free prizes are given out throughout the day, drawings and raffles and games. And
there's a ton of business involvement, that just a lot of giving back to the community that happens during that.
Tons of volunteers and tons of businesses. A huge thank you to Dale and Glade All Red that helped spearhead that committee and put it on. And then there's the different businesses, like you said, David. There's a ton of businesses that donate time and money to the event to make it a success. So it's a lot of fun.
Nice. Okay, and then maybe my favorite event is what I also think you had on that piece of paper. I'm going to grab my piece of paper to make sure that I know what I'm talking about here. Oh yeah, my favorite event, which is of course Trees for Charity.
Oh yeah,
that's such a cool event. Okay, tell us about that.
Who can forget about Trees for Charity, right?
That's right.
So Trees for Charity is an annual event. It will be 21 years that we've been putting it on here in the Basin. We have, again, tons of volunteers, tons of community support. This year we'll have 40 trees that are donated, and those trees are decorated by various businesses and entities throughout the Basin on their free, on their own time. And also then they go to the conference center, and then they're auctioned. They have a dinner and an auction, and the live auction goes towards, they auction on the trees, the 40 trees. And then that money stays right here in the Basin, and it's contributed to those charities that need the money the most. So the great thing about Trees for Charity is it's all 100% of the proceeds go to the charities and to the different businesses in need here in the Basin.
Yeah, I think that's what I love most about Trees for Charity, is that you're not just donating to just random higher tier organizations. It's all local. It's all going to very specific families, very specific individuals, very specific organizations who all could use the help. And so, again, just a ton going on already this summer, a lot more in store. We've got our lakes, we got our rivers, we live in such a great place, and I'm glad that our population isn't so huge. I mean, I love that we've got the tourism and the people coming in, but it's a great place to live.
Beautiful place to live.
All right.
Can't
thank you, Joel, for joining us and letting us know. Of course, thank you all for watching. That's all we have time for today, so stay tuned now for this week's community calendar.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
The Vernal Area Chamber wants to add your business in our network. Create change with various committees, participate in community events, and have a strong business resource behind your company's goals. Learn more at vernalchamber.org.
Everybody out there in TV land and social media, welcome to this week's community calendar, sponsored as always by the Vernal Area Chamber of Commerce, who are building commerce one member at a time. Good job, keep it up. Hey, in news this week, the state of Utah, in conjunction with the state forester's office, they've issued a new fire restriction order. It went into effect on June 29th. So it means you cannot do any of the following on any state lands or unincorporated private land. What you can't do is you can't set or build or maintain or attend fires outside of facilities designed for them, such as improved campground areas or at home sites where there's running water. There's no smoking outside of an enclosed vehicle near where dry vegetation is present. There's no discharging or launching any kind of live fireworks or tracer ammunition. There's no cutting, welding, or grinding metal in areas of dry vegetation. And there's no operating small engines like an ATV chainsaw. An ATV chainsaw, that sounds like a really cool, like Mad Max type thing, right? An ATV or a chainsaw or a motorcycle without a spark arrestor. So this order does not affect private lands within towns or city limits. Okay, now let's take a look at this weekend schedule, shall we? Hey, we don't want fires, right? No fires. Starting with Friday, June 30th. We got the 49th annual Ute Powwow celebration. This gathering runs until July 2nd. It's going to be happening at the Powwow grounds in Fort Duchesne. You can enjoy food and handcrafted jewelry, and the sights and sounds as dancers compete for prizes. If you've never been to a powwow, it's culturally, especially for white people like me, it's good to go. It's really cool. I love the drums and the music. It's great stuff. All right, also on Friday, it's rodeo season. Tabiono Rodeo is what we're talking about, running on both Friday and Saturday, starting at 7 p.m. nightly. And then lastly, on Friday, it's the final weekend to see Singing in the Rain from the Outlaw Trail Theater. If you haven't seen this yet, I told you that there was going to be actual rain. It's a lot more than I thought there was going to be. There's a lot of rain coming down. There's like puddles of rain. The guy playing, he's kicking the stuff all over. Anyway, it runs both Friday and Saturday nights at 8 p.m. On to Saturday now, July 1st. We talked about the powwow. Well, the powwow also has a car show that's happening at the Ute Plaza parking lot in Fort Duchesne. That runs from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Also on Saturday, it's not up here, but there is a car show in Flaming Gorge at the Flaming Gorge Resort, and that starts at noon. Now on to next week, July 3rd through the 9th. Here it comes. Starting on Tuesday, hey, it's Independence Day, the 4th of July. Lots of stuff going on, an opportunity to just celebrate our freedom, independence. You got events and celebrations happening all over the basin. Vernal, of course, is having their parade. Roosevelt is having their Red Mud Run, as well as other activities throughout the day. Duchesne is having a community breakfast starting at 7 a.m., then other celebrations throughout the day. And lastly, Neola is having their 4th of July celebration with a half marathon, a breakfast, and a parade, and a patriotic program. I will take the breakfast for that one, please. On to Wednesday, July 5th now. Country Showdown, Western Park Amphitheater. This is a pretty big deal, starting at 7 p.m. You can watch all the local talent as they perform on stage with a night filled with country music. I love country music, couldn't you tell? Thursday, July 6th now. This is the biggest deal right here. In fact, it's like the biggest event all year long in the Uinta Basin. It is the Dinosaur Roundup Rodeo. What kind of picture do we have up here? We've got a rodeo picture. I was hoping that the guy would be riding a dinosaur. Starting at 7:30 p.m. at the Outdoor Arena in Vernal's Western Park. Come and see the live production on the huge VTV6 Jumbotron. Maybe you'll see your face up there. Also on Thursday, it's the Roosevelt Farmers Market. It's going to be happening every Thursday through September, running from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Roosevelt City Park. Moving on to Saturday now, July 8th. We've got all the other things we've talked about, but it's also the 16th annual Dynaland Car Show at the Vernal City Park. We've got lots of car shows going on. I like this one particularly, maybe because it's the only one of the ones I've talked about that I've actually been to. It runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can come see everything from classics to newer vehicles and just have a great time. And there's lots of trees, some shade there for you walking along the path. Also on Saturday, it's the Ashley Valley Farmers Market in Vernal. That has started back up again. Such a great time. It happens in front of the Library Plaza. Every Saturday through September from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. They've always got something different there every week, right? Stuff comes into season, and then you got fresh food and breads and other stuff. All right, looking on to the weekend's weather now, you may have noticed that the temperatures have actually dropped down just a little bit. 83 degrees on Friday is going to be kind of our low high for the week, but don't you worry, things are going to start picking back up pretty much every day at some point in time during the day in June. We've been seeing clouds move in and wind at the nighttime, and then it calms back down, and in the morning you're fine again. And that's going to continue for just a little bit longer as we move into the next week. Oh, by the way, the lows, mid-50s for the weekend. Into next week, those lows come up a little bit to the mid-60s, and the temperatures shoot back up again. You can see here on Thursday, high of 99 degrees. Whew, that's going to be warm, but it's great this time of year. It's summertime. It makes the lake feel so much better, doesn't it? All right, let's go ahead and look at some events you can get your family out to after this next week. The Uinta Basin Car Show. There's another car show at Constitution Park in Roosevelt. Will be happening on July 14th and the 15th. And then July 15th, there is a health fair at the park outside the Uinta County Library from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. From July 17th through the 22nd, Altamont Longhorn Days is happening. I've never been to the Altamont Longhorn Days, but they're going to have a parade and a rodeo and a lot more going on there. And then lastly, on August 3rd through the 4th at the Roosevelt Constitution Park, guess what it's time for? It's time for Uinta Basin in celebration. That means it's not just Roosevelt, it's the whole basin. Come out and have a good time. We'll, of course, be telling you more about that next week. Those are the events we have for this week's community calendar. if you have an event coming up. As always, please let us know, 435-781-1902, or you can leave a comment below. Thank you for watching VCV6. Like us on Facebook, and we will see you here next time.